Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So we have started working with Jenkins, a basic workflow. Now let me talk about second option which Jenkins has, and that is Casey. Can you please start recordings also?
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So here now I'm going to talk about scheduling option. Okay. So how can you schedule using Jenkins? So here there's so many options are there. Let me talk one by one and then I'll show you the demo followed by. So here the first option is like, and you can trigger a job at simple scenario at certain build only when the SRC changes. SRC changes means code changes. Okay, so source code changes. That's a second approach. Third approach, what you have, you can so let's get started. So where did you miss me actually? Where I was talking about? Can you, if you tell me, at what points you missed me out? Missed me out?
You're talking about the triggers.
Okay.
Trigger using command line.
Yeah. Okay. So here, this is the third option. Yes, you can trigger a job using command line option also. That's not a problem. So here you can build at certain time. Here you can build at certain time, but only if the source code changes. This you can do through the command line also. Fourth option which you can do, you can trigger this job if other job is triggered. This is a interesting condition. If trigger this job, if other job is triggered, okay, triggered. That's a fourth thing. Fifth things you can do, okay, trigger a job. Trigger a job when there is a push into what? GitHub, Bitbucket, all this thing, Bitbucket, all this thing. So here, these are the 5 methods which I have for you. Using that, you can schedule a Jenkins job. These are the 5 conditions. So are you clear with this conceptually? Can I show you the demo? These are the 5 ways in which you can schedule the job. Can I show you the demo?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So now let's talk about it. So here, where's my Jenkins? So my Jenkins somewhere is here, and username is Rajesh123. Okay. Now I see here, this is my DevOps school, right? And like that. So now let me start showing you. So when I say at certain time, so go to the any job. Now here, let's say create a one job 1. Okay, I'm creating a job one, freestyle, click OK. And this is a dummy job. And here, scheduling option you will find in the build trigger options. These are the one. Okay, I'm talking about all these options which you have available. At certain time, that means this option. So here I'm putting up, which you know that. So this option you already know that, right? This at a certain time, build periodically. Now here I've already given this how to do that. Again here poll SCM is the second option. At certain time, but build only when there is a source code changes. So now let me show you first this one and then second this one. So first I will try build periodically. In the build periodically, I'm going to build it every 1 minute. Okay, so star, 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 every 1 minute. Now here you see automatically it has detected. Okay, so here this is the 1 minute and save it. Now there's no build here. I will wait for few seconds. Meanwhile, if you have any questions and doubt on these topics, please ask me. So this is the first demo on the build periodically. Okay, once it will come back automatically, let me show you the second option also. Okay, so here I'll create one more job, job 2. Okay, freestyle project. And now in this, I'm going to try source code changes. So let me tell you here, if there's a source code, then you have to use the source code actually here. So which source code I'm going to use? Same source code. And here, first thing, and here poll SCM. And you see here star, 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 and star. This is the cron format. So you can do this, save. Let me tell you here, I just did set the cron for the polling SCM, but I did not change the source code. So let it happen. By the way, job 2 automatically it will trigger once, but sorry, job 1 automatically triggered once. You see here, I did not trigger, automatically it has happened. You see here, this is the one, automatically it has happened. Okay, and this will keep triggering every 1 minute. You see second job also automatically got it, but you see here job 2 is also getting trigger, and there is a problem here. The problem here is trigger is happening poll SCM, and okay, this first time it has done it. Now let's check it the second time. Second time it should not happen, poll SCM will not happen because I didn't have any code changes actually. So first time what it has done, it check out the code, but for second job it should not do that. So see, build 2 has not happened. Meanwhile job 1, you see 2 has happened, third I'm waiting for it. I have not triggered any of these one. Nothing has happened. Here you see I'm waiting for the third one because every minute it is set. So this is the third minute it should be. See, still job 2, which is a poll SCM, there's no code changes, I have done it. Job 1, third one, you see here. So did you understand this option where you can build periodically? Blindly it will keep building it, and it will keep consuming your source, infrastructure, no matter whether the source code changes or not. But in this poll SCM, that logic is there, that intelligence is there, that will build only if there is a code changes. So how it is happening? So there's a, you see here, git pooling log. So this will keep pooling it, and if they find the changes, then only it will trigger it. So these are this plugin is already you have installed along with the suggested plugin, so which is making it happen possible. So which command they are running to pool that, whether changes are there, you see ls-remote-h ... You can see everything in the log, pooling log. Okay, so now can I do this little bit of code changes, source code changes? Let me show you here. So here I go to this here, and one of my favorite file which you have is readme file, which I modify for the demo. So here I modify. Git is not knowing whether it's a fake file or not file. There's a change, simple in the Git. Okay, so sorry. Where we were discussing, where did I missed out? Which one I was showing you?
You're updating the README file in the Git.
Okay. I did. I updated the README file, and you see here build number 2 automatically has come. Now you get the third build only and only if the source code changes. Now you did not do anything, but you enjoy those functionality. So guys, this is the 2 functionality which you have, very powerful, which you can use. It depends on your use cases and requirement. Now I'll teach you third one, trigger using command line. Now this steps is little bit tricky, so I will write it. Okay, great. So now what I was trying to tell you here is, yes, so you saw that how what is the difference between the build periodically and Polessia. Now trigger using command line, this is a very interesting feature, and for that I'm going to set up a job. So now I'll set it up, the new one, fake job, just for this feature, job 3 freestyle. Click OK, and now here I will go build option, no, trigger option, yes. And here, do you find it out, this option which is called this one, build trigger builds remotely from the script. Okay, so here this is the option I was talking about. Okay, so now you have to click here. So first enable it. Step number 1, enable this one. Step number 1, I'll put it in the step 1 so you will not get lost, because this is not that straightforward as it was the last scenarios. So here this is step 1. Okay, now step 2. Okay, understand this here. Whatever the token authentication token, you will keep it. You have to put it in this format. Okay, let's check it out here. Step number 2. Create a URL for trigger. Which URL? So here Jenkins URL, view DevOps school job 3 build. Now this one you will have it. The URL is somewhere here. Correct now? This is the URL. So okay, now done. Okay, so this is the URL. I will validate at least once. Okay, this one. Look at it very carefully. Okay, see, that URL is correct, and there's no jobs is trigger. Now this is a parameter to the job. So this parameter, that means you should trigger. Simple. You should trigger. So now this is the parameter for it. So you require a token for it. See here. You must use post method to trigger this build, and you require authentication token, an API token, and it may be blah blah blah. Proceed further. So here this is the done. So you trigger it, and after that build 1 has happened. See, so I did this one through URL, but this is not I want you to get it done. So here I see second build is in progress. So here what you have to do, this is a token, and token name you can provide this token name. So this, by the way, this token name is optional. So let me put it up in this way. This you can put it up one URL. Now let's say you want to more security. In terms of more security, when you want, then you can set up a token. So if I set up a token here, go to the trigger option, and here, where is that? Here you can set up a token here, authorization token. Without that token, you can trigger this build. So if now this token can be anything. So now for the step-by-step tutorials, I have written a blogs for you, which you can follow later point of the time. Anyways, I'll show you the demo now, and here, and that option is remotely, right? So I will search by remotely, how to trigger. Here it is. Okay, all options you have it here in this page, and remotely. Okay, every options you will find it in this this tutorial options you'll find in this URL. Okay, so now I'm setting up a trigger. So what is the token you can give it? So typically I use the one token, which is very interesting token. This one, it's a hash token, which you can use it 40 character. So I'm going to use the same token here. This is a very secret token. If you don't have a token, you'll not be able to trigger this job. So save it. Done. So I did this one. Configure again. I said, remember, I use the token. If those who's having a token, only that person can able to trigger this job. If that person is not having access, without access also, you can trigger a job. So now, can I replace this URL with the token? This is the token. Now, with that URL, you can also do that. So now this is the post action. You have to do that. So put it in the URL, and here, let's check it out the job. Save it. 3. One more time. See fourth. You see that number fourth. It will happen. You see here. Post. I am doing through the browser. Post action. Okay. Fifth option. Fifth hit. See here. And refresh. See here. Fifth. Okay. Are you able to see? Are you in a sync with me? Am I audible and screen is in sync with you guys?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. So now it's like this. But guys, the problem here is this is not we want to do manually. It has to get it done through the some sort of call operation or wget operation, something like a post job, like post fix or something. Many ways through programming also you can call this post method. This is remember, it's a post method, not a get method. Post method. Okay. So what to do in this case? So in that case, you can use the curl. So yes, so here you see multiple format is there. You must be seeing the multiple format. You can use one of the format and it will work for you. Now let me try wget format and curl format both. So here, curl format. This is the curl format. Okay, curl. Let me put it up. Now you have to put it up all this thing very clearly. So in the curl, there's a method is equal post, and what is the username? So my username of Jenkins was Rajesh. This is the Rajesh. Okay. Now what is the password? So guys, don't get confused. This token is not your token which you set for the job. Again, I'm telling you, this token is not the token which you set it for the job. That is a different token. This token basically for this user token, because if you are doing the curl operation, so for that here it was logged in. Remember, I was logged in, so you were able to do that. But if you use the curl, then the curl need to log into your Jenkins. So how this will be able to log into the Jenkins? For that, I am going to generate a token. So this I'll put it up in the step number 3rd. Step number 3rd, generate user token. Now the question is, how do you generate a user token? Let me show you. So it's very simple. Go to the user, click on it, click on the configuration. You look at my screen here, extreme top right side, here configuration. Now you see here current token, none of this. For the user, there's no token. So why this token is being used? This token is used for the all the automation work. Like if you want to log into the Jenkins and do a lot of automations, you can use this token for authenticated. So this is I'm using for, let's say, some demo and a generator token. Now this token I've generated, I have copied and I have replaced here. Done. Now what is your IP address of your Jenkins? So let me change this. Here, what is a port? What is a job? So job name is job 3 itself. And what do you want? Uh-oh, I made a mistake. Job 3. And yeah, and build, and this token is the same because I use the same token, so no need to worry about it. By the way, you can use without this token also, because you have a super authentication access. You can do whatever you want actually. So can I trigger this job now? So let me do this wonder. So can I show you the number of the job first? Let me save this and go to the Jenkins DevOps School job 3. What is the last number? 5. Now I'll go and git bash. I have to curl need to be there. So in the bit bash you have a curl. Okay, and paste it and refresh. See, 6. Can I make it one more? Refresh. One more. It's not come. Why it should come? Okay, let me try one more time. See here, it has come. So it is in pending. So let it go and let it finish, and then it will trigger. So some validation. 7. Can I do one more? 8. See, 8. So guys, did you understand the concept of triggering through script, triggering through the command line? Did you understand that, this part? Any question? Guys, any question? Am I audible?
No question.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Now I'm going to teach you this one. Trigger this job when other jobs is triggered. Other jobs is triggered. So how can we try this one? So let's create a 2 fake job. So here I am creating a 2 fake job, DevOps school. Here job X, okay, and save it. And job Y. Let me create one more job Y, job Y, and fake job Y. Save it. That's all. So I got the 2 job. So now what I want, whenever job X should be triggered. Understand that 0 job. You see that 0 bit. Job X should be triggered when job Y is triggered and completed. Understand that? That's the condition. So trigger this job when other job is triggered. So how do you configure? So for that, what you have to do, you have to go to the job X, edit, and trigger, and then you have to look for this option, build after other projects are built. This is equivalent to this one. Okay, so now I will enable this one, and here I will set job Y and save it. Done. Refresh it. Now you see upstream project job Y. Now you see this job Y is not triggered, but remember I will trigger job X is not triggered, you see here, but I will trigger job Y, and you see the magic. So I am triggering the job Y manually. Build now, and here you see job Y is done, and now can I refresh this? See, job X is also done. So simple, right? So this is the one of the scenario. You have one more scenario when you want this scenario where and all you can use in the use cases. So let's say I'll put it in one of the scenario which I have used it a lot, and that scenario is like, let's say there is a one module, there is a project. Okay, this is a whole project, and in the project you have a module job 1, module 1 basically, module 2, and module 3. And there is one common module. So common module, that means if there is the logic is simple. If this common module is changed, then you should have to build this one also, this one also, this one also, right? Because if you are not building with the new common dependent module, then this will not work properly, correct? So in that case, what you can do, the moment this build will happen, then this automatically triggers. So what you can do, you can set in this job, and this option. So whenever this is done, whenever it may done in 1 week, it may done in 1 year, it may done in every day. Whenever this common dependency job will be doing the build, new libraries will be available, then automatically this will also get updated. So are you able to understand and visualize that case studies where and all you can use this stuff? Guys, are you with me?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
guys. So now I hope it is clear so far. So four condition is clear, right? Any questions? Any doubts?
No questions.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you, I'm going to show you the fifth scenarios, and this is a little bit tricky. So here I also have to convert into that. So trigger a job when there is a push into the GitHub and Bitbucket. So I'll show you the scenarios of GitHub. For the Bitbucket, the documentation is on my portal. You can grab it. So now the question is how? So first let's understand this requirement. See here, architecture is very important in this. This is your Jenkins and this is your job. This is your GitHub and this is your repo. So this is a GitHub, okay, GitHub, and this is your Jenkins. And I'm sorry, I'm not able to draw properly, so don't mind, Jenkins. And this is the job one. Now this is me. I'm a developer and this is my laptop. Okay. Now what happens? I did modification in the code here, and after that I committed in the local repository and then pushed it. So pushed has happened here in the GitHub. So the condition is saying the trigger a job when there is a push into GitHub. So guys, see here how this Jenkins will detect this push. Cannot detect. Who will in this architecture? Who can detect the push? Tell me, when the push happens or not happen, who can detect? Guys, are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, so as part of this architecture, who can detect this push? Am I confusing you?
So
Think
when you
about
push
it.
to the GitHub, right?
Yes.
Apparently there is no link between the GitHub and the Jenkins.
Yes, of course. But
So
my question was, whenever you push to the GitHub or Bitbucket or GitLab, the detection of the push activities will be detected by which tool? GitHub, right? Correct?
yes, correct.
Yep.
GitHub.
Yeah. So in this case, detection of the Git push activities will be detected by this one. So guys, Jenkins has no idea about this. So who should trigger the job in Jenkins? GitHub should trigger the job. See that. So the moment, see the flow is very simple. Here, whenever user commit and push to the GitHub or Bitbucket, whatever it is, this tool will detect the push activity, and this tool should, again I'm repeating, this tool should trigger that particular job, not Jenkins. Here Jenkins cannot do anything. Jenkins has no control. GitHub, Bitbucket or GitHub will be having control. So did you understand this requirement? Then I'll show you the demo.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you the demo. Now this step which I'm showing you has been documented in this article. This article, which you can refer it during doing this, but I don't think so you have to struggle for it, because if you watch me doing it, you can easily do that. Okay, so this is the stuff. Okay, so let's convert into the step one, all this step, and step two, step three, step four, like that. Okay, now this option is equivalent to, let me create a new job here, job 5. Okay, job 5. And in this case, because of Jenkins is involved with the GitHub, you need to have a use the source code also. So source code, I'm going to use it, the same source code, this GitHub repository.
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely.
Okay, and now in the build trigger, which options? This option. This option. Okay, so now let's set it up. So first thing, one by one, we will go through this. Okay, so first step, install GitHub plugin. GitHub Jenkins plugin. You have to install it. Now, I think this plugin is already there. Let me validate, because this is the previous version of Jenkins. In the new version of Jenkins, this plugin is already there. So let me go. Now the question is how to install plugins. Let's meet issue. Go to the manage plugins. And here you see manage plugin. Don't look any other option. Stick to what you want. Manage plugin option you see. And if you read it very carefully, you can see add, remove, disable, and enabled plugins that can extend the functionality of Jenkins. So without a Jenkins, you can without a plugins, you cannot survive in a Jenkins at all. So here, yes, I will go into the manage plugin. Now manage plugin has been divided into 4 parts. One is updates, another one is available, third one is installed, and fourth one is advanced. Actually, if you read it, updates, available, and installed tab, by reading itself you'll get to know, okay, updates where the plugins which is outdated, you will get the notification here. The plugins which is not installed, you will get inside the available, and the plugins which is already installed, you will get inside the install tab. Okay, so now you see that these are the plugins which is already installed. Now what is advanced? So advanced, you have a few options. For example, let's say if your Jenkins is running behind the firewall and proxies, you can set up an internet proxies here. Also, if you develop your own plugins in Jenkins and you want to upload it, so you can upload your plugins also here. You can develop your own plugin that's called HPI. This is called, it's a package format. HPI for means Hudson plugin interface. Okay, so you can develop your own plugin also. And there's a plugin repository available for everyone. And you have used it just now unknowingly, whatever it is, from all the plugins which is coming from this API endpoints. Okay, so this is the options which you have. But right now I have come here not to install, but first to check whether the plugin is there or not. So can I check this GitHub Jenkins plugin is installed or not? So how do we check it out? Installed options. I'll just search GitHub. And here, if I search the GitHub, you see here, GitHub plugins is there. And you see this plugin integrate Jenkins, GitHub to Jenkins. You see this plugin is installed already. So why do we have to install it again? So this is plugin installed. So now step number 1 is done. You see, I have updated the images also, so you can not get lost, because when you search, actually what happens when you do the filtering in the website, where is that URL? So here when you do the filter of the UI, and you find multiple confusing plugins also which may not be related to your work, but still you will find it. So here you can see that that's a option. Now second thing is step number 2. Configure the GitHub plugin with GitHub account and token. This is the something which you have to do. Now what is a configure? So guys, understand that very conceptually Jenkins has been designed. One is like, if you want to install tool, then you have to go for manage Jenkins, and you have to go for global tool configuration. You see here, global tool configuration. Okay, you have to use this one, global tool configuration. So here, if you want to install, so global tool configuration. Now, but if you want to configure tool, okay, then you have to use configure system. This is the one, configure system. So this is the only difference which you have. So you have to hard code this one. Very easy to understand that. When you want to install global tool configuration, when you want to configure system. So now what is saying, configure GitHub plugin. So any plugins which you installed it, you can install it through the plugin manager. Install plugin through install plugins. So for that you have a plugin manager, plugins manager, and now install tool. You have a global tool configuration, and anything plugins or tool you want to configure it, you have to use the configure system. So here we are saying configure it, not install it. Okay, so configure GitHub plugin with GitHub account and token. This is a spelling mistake here. It should be token. Okay, so now can I do this? Step number 2. Let me show you. Go to the configure system and look for the GitHub. Here you have so many options. Again, I am requesting you all, please do not get lost in the something which you don't need it, because Jenkins, you have so many things, and many things which you will get it as long as you install more plugins. So don't get lost. Focus on your section, GitHub, and here you have a GitHub. Okay, GitHub, and add a GitHub server. Here I'm adding a GitHub server. Now, if you have your own GitHub server, you can put it up this GitHub server, your own APIs and stuff like that. But right now, I'm not having my own GitHub server. I'm using the cloud GitHub. So this URL which you have got, it's up to date. It's a current one. Now, this I will name it GitHub. Okay, whatever the name, you can give it name anything. But this is important, credential. So for this credential, I need to generate a token. So I think some of you might have done it in the past. Go to the github.com, here, github.com, and go to this setting button and go to the developer setting button. You see here, and go to the personal access token and generate a new token. You'll be asked for the password. I'm generating a token for Jenkins demo, and I will give all the access because I don't want you to get lost in these checkboxes, explaining these checkboxes, because it will take longer time, and that's not our topics also, right? So just everything, all the permission you give it. This is the wrong practice you are doing, but I'm just asking you to do that because once you want to customize it, you can do it later on the time. So guys, this is a token. I got it. Okay, this is the token. I got it. So this token is ready for me. So this token this token have access to modify any of my repositories or my stuff. Now let me tell you here. Right now you all are using my Jenkins and you don't have a permission. So what you can do, you can fork my repository and then you can generate a token, so you have a control over your repository. Understand that? Very simple. So now here I got the token. Configure. So can I go and configure it? So here, add Jenkins. Here, what I will do, username. What is the username? My username is DevOps-school. And what is the token? My token is, by the way, it's not a password, it's a token, right? So here, GitHub app. Here. Okay. And just a second. Secret. I'm using for token secret text. Just a second. So this option, it should be with a token. There's an option, but I'm saying, can I adjust somewhere else also? Secret ID. I think this also we can use it. GitHub app ID, I don't have it right now. And certificate, there is no question about it. Okay, let me check that in the previous version of Jenkins, which you have used it. And here you see, I generated here and credential GitHub. So, okay, let me try once. Basically that token option is I cannot locate it. So I will do one thing. I'll go for the secret text, and secret text is this one. I will give the ID GitHub. GitHub and this and GitHub, and description also I'll give it a GitHub. ID is important, add it. Now here I will select and I will check whether it's able to connect or not. And you see here, credential verified for user DevOps school and rate limit 499. That means it worked. It worked. So this is the second thing we do that. So remember I did this one. I used that text, secret text, which will work for me. So here configure the GitHub plugin with GitHub account and token, which I did it. So do you have any questions so far? And then save this. Do you have any questions, guys?
I'm okay.
Okay. Now third step, what we will do? Now we'll configure the job. That is the job. So now let's do this. Configure the job. So see here, configure Jenkins job on which you want to push trigger and should be effective. See here, I can push any repository, but it's not like you should build every job. No, it should not build every job. I want to build only job 5, I guess, right? So here you have to configure. So here, let's configure. You know that trigger option. By the way, I've selected the source code management. Yes, is there. Build trigger, and now you select this one. Okay, this is the one. You fill this by following this URL you see here. GitHub URL, you have to feed this one also. So here GitHub URL, which is here, GitHub URL. What is the project? You have to feed your project. It will not work with my project, remember, because you do not control my project. Okay, this is the one thing, and this is the second thing you have to enable. All this print screen I have given it here also and here also. Okay, see here, first, second, third. That's all, guys. You're done with it. Now save it. Done. Now in the older version of Jenkins, there was one more things which you have to do, but right now this is not needed. This is not needed. Okay, so that is not needed at all. Okay, so can I go and check this one more time just to make sure that, because sometimes they have changes also. So this is done, and step number 4. This is not needed, which I tried last time, but still I'll validate because changes may happen ad hoc basis anytime. So configure webhook on GitHub for specific repository. So basically webhook has been deprecated recently, so I'll check that option. So this, because this is the github.com is a cloud version. In the last time I have used the enterprise version, which was hosted actually. So different version, different implementation. So I'll just check this one. My repository, we go to the setting and go to the webhooks, and webhooks is there. Yes, this has been deprecated. Oh no, it's here. It's there right now. Webhooks. Can I add a webhooks? Now guys, here you have to be very careful. Here you have to be very careful. So okay, so you have to follow this secret. So now guys, please hear me out very clearly. This step 4 is little bit complicated, and we make lots of mistake here only, and I get lots of emails saying that they stuck here only. So what is this? Very simple. First let me change this and then I'll explain it to you. Now what happens? See that, understand the architecture. When developer push the code to GitHub, now GitHub should trigger which job? Which job? So basically GitHub cannot trigger a job. GitHub trigger one of the URL here, and this URL is intelligent to trigger that specific job which is been pushed actually. And this is called, this URL is powered by the plugin of GitHub plugin, which you stored it. So here, how can you access this URL? And that plugins URL, you can access it at this port. Okay, this port. And this you have to hard code GitHub webhook. Okay, this GitHub webhook. You see here, you have to be very careful. I have written also here, add a webhook, payload URL, leave secret empty is not required, and this one. Because secret you have already given it, so you don't need it. So you have to do that. So now can I do this? Very carefully, this is the place we have to make a mistake. Also, one more thing I have noticed last year, if you leave this one, probably it will not work. But sometime, again, you have to keep checking this option. So none of, like everything as it is, you have to get it working. Sometime because of the release change of the GitHub or plugins or Jenkins, some of the configuration may change in the future. So you have to keep trying this way. I do the same way actually. So here I go to my URL and leave it as it is. And here I select push. Just this trigger should happen the moment there is a push happen in this repository, and add webhooks. Simple, guys. I did it. It's active. You see. Now, can I do the push? And for doing the push, I have to now use my command line tool. So I'm in my desktop. Remember, I'll show you the job first. Job 5. No build has been done. And you see the GitHub URL has come here. You see here, everything automatically has been set it up. So powerful, Jenkins is so powerful. Everything it can be done with the help of the minimal activities. So now I'll go to the E drive. Okay, and after that E drive, I'll create one directory, DHL, and go into the DHL. And here I am going to clone this code. So git clone. Okay, now I have to go inside this hello world, and after that I have to set the username. So git config user dot name. It's a git stuff, Rajesh Kumar, and git config user dot email. It's a new repository you have to set once. DevOps @ Rajesh Kumar .xyz, and git. I have to modify some file, right? So which file I should modify? Of course, the readme is the culprit, is the file to go. And I modify something here, some text, some random text. I just save it. Git status. You see this file has been modified. Git add dot and git commit. This is for demo for GitHub integration, and then git push and origin master. I'm pushing it, remember, and let me show you here. There is no jobs for time being. I'm pushing it. Push has completed, and now refresh it. See, understand that? Did you understand this? Did you understand this?
Yes.
So guys, it's so many features you have. It's you decide what kind of automation you want to have it, and this is the feature. Every steps you have it in this tutorial. Again, if you feel in the future this get outdated, I don't try every once in a 2 months or something like that. So if you feel these are any of my tutorials get outdated, it's not working, please drop me an email. I will update it, and I'll notify this, because the technology is changing every day. Every week we have a Jenkins new releases, patches. GitHub also new releases. Plugins also keeps coming and going. So it's like that. Make sense? Okay. So now I have completed the scheduling part. Remember, see, Jenkins has how many features? Jenkins has a here way to automate manual step. I taught you. Scheduling, I taught you. Now, next topic would be immediate feedback. This is a pretty large topic. I will take a little bit of more time. And then finally, integration tool. This is a huge topic, actually. Trust me, huge topic. So we'll continue with this one and then integration tool. So did you understand that? Any questions, any doubts? Any questions, any doubts? Guys, are you there? Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, no question.
Okay.
Okay, so there's one question from Chris. I think our enterprise GitHub don't have a webhook. I can't find it, but it has the token. So yes, GitHub webhooks you will find to the repository. If you can't find it, then there must be some other way to integrate it. So if you tell me your GitHub enterprise version, then I can help you with it. Okay, so that is our. And where you got stuck, which step you followed, which you missed it. If you tell me that detail, and I can tell you, because the implementation will not be having so much of differences, except 1 or 2 steps might change. Okay, Krish? Krish, are you there? Okay, yeah. Okay, guys. So now let's have one tea break. I badly need coffee. Yes, Krish, I cannot hear you. Yes, that's for sure. I cannot hear you. I can see your chat, but I cannot hear you anything. Okay, so now let's have one tea break, one coffee break. And then once we come back from the break, I will give you time you to do all this stuff one by one. And after that, I'll move on to the scheduling part. This one, feedback part. Okay, feedback is a little pretty. Lots of options are there also. We need to discuss. Okay. Okay, guys. So I'm updating the notes. Those who wants to continue doing this lab, please do that. I'm updating the notes. Please remember that notes will be there forever. So you have to have a fab of it. So I'm updating the same notes which I'm maintaining for you. Here, I have updated the notes and the URL I'm sharing with you also in the chat, though you must be having it by now.
Please enroll our general membership for $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.